They need to
Yeah.
zoom out.
All right, we going live. We going. We going. Yeah.
We're going to try this again. Well, what's all reverse and stuff? Oh, that looks weird. We used to be live?
Woo.
How do we know
Yes,
we're live?
we are.
Oh,
Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, hold it down, bringing that Street Geek and Nerd Soul. What is up, my people? Today, all year, coming with another wonderful episode of Beats, Vibes, Life. We looking good. Whoa, what was up? Oh, you got
wind chimes going on in my pocket.
Wind chime.
I don't know who that is. That's my mama. Sorry, mama.
We feeling good right now.
Yeah.
And IG, what's up? Big shout out to the chat. We got Marquise Collins in the house already. No robot voice. We doing it big. At least we gonna see if we doing it big. Ain't no robots up in here. Nah. No robots now. No robot free. That's right. We done freed ourselves from the robots.
Usually it's like 5 minutes in. You got to check it 5 minutes.
We gonna be out.
What's going on? We doing the show now?
We've done two streams like this, robot free. Now, before we get started with the illustrious show, to my left, beat producer extraordinaire.
Oh, strange. I don't know what's going on.
Drum pad killer. DJ mogul.
Whoa.
Hip hop
Both of those
aficionado. Arckatron.
Hello, people. I'm all lost. There's a bunch of new things going on. My brain is trying to function with that joint. Can you just turn it down a little bit?
It's not even on.
No, when you turn it on, you supposed to be lower, so you don't have to like.
Nah, I'm just check every now and then.
It's mad loud, bro.
You good?
I'm all thrown off. You throwing me into the
right.
fire, and I don't know if I'm prepared.
You prepared.
I don't know if I'm prepared.
You strong.
But yo, people, it's me, Arckatron. We doing the show here. We got 2 albums. Would you say that?
Yeah, 2
And some
a little extra.
and a little extra dab on something else. But yeah, we're in the place to be on MICs. That is.
Yeah.
So to my right, I have the illustrious comic book aficionado.
I do a little
extraordinaire. YouTube sensation.
Woo!
Striking the nation. NERDSoul.
NERDSoul. What's up, guys? I'm so happy that you can check me out on YouTube, but also Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you get that awesome music from Spotify, TikTok, or your podcast from iHeartRadio, all that jazz.
Yeah.
Peep your boy. But tonight, like he said, we got some albums. We pick stuff new, old, whatever, see how we feel about it. Tonight we have Obie Trice, Cheers.
Okay, and
we have Earl Sweatshirt, Doris.
Okay.
Peace, Haas in the house. What up, Haas? Low, chilling.
Yo, Haas, tell if we robotic, man.
Yeah. See, we good. We ain't no robots up in here.
For now. I don't know what you did, but you did some trickery, some sorcery.
Oh, we good.
We good.
We got an excellent connection. We straight. We straight.
Okay.
We good now.
What you done?
We go.
What you done? Tell me what you did. Inside of baseball, what you done did?
We got.
What we using now? What you got?
Oh,
somebody done leveled up over here. Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Mr. Level Up over here. Okay.
Just a little bit.
I saw a little. Okay.
Just a scotch.
Okay.
So, do you want to go with Earl or Obie first?
We gotta go Obie. We gotta go Obie first.
All right, I picked Obie Trice.
Obie 3 Kenobi.
So I said, nah, we flowing, we cool, good. I'm glad you hear us clear. We sounding good. I'm ready to roll. Obie Trice. I picked it because it was 10 years older than the album you chose. And I said, what came out in this year that's something that I would never choose? And I saw Obie Trice's name, and I was like, hey, I remember
Why
that
didn't you choose
album.
50 Cent album or something?
But that's too easy.
That's not too easy. We never done a 50 Cent album on the show.
Good point. I guess we could have did that. It's your birthday.
He's on the album, though, so okay.
Yeah.
And Eminem's on the album, too.
Yeah, he is.
And D12's on the album.
Yeah, they are.
Nate Dogg's on the album.
Yes. The 2 good songs that are on this
Dre's
album.
on the album, too.
Dre? Oh, yeah. Dre's on the album. This joint is essentially like the Shady Interscope collabo album that just happens to have Obie Trice, but somehow, for me, misses on the beats in many cases, and just misses on general excitement, like auditory excitement. It's not like you know how I talked about Bone Thugs being so interesting and entertaining to listen to. This is one of those albums that are on in the background. That's a perfect example.
No,
this is like it's on in the store, and you're like, oh, it's hip
it's
hop playing.
on in the background in someone else's house next door.
Yeah, so it's it's one of those things. It's in the background.
In someone else's house, yes.
And
I can
it's
slightly hear it, and that's as much as I want to hear from it. I want to slightly hear this music.
it does not work for me, but there are some things that I do think are interesting when we get a little bit further. So what are your first impressions on Obie Trice, Cheers? With the shady headband all in the front.
It's my first time hearing the album, actually. I've never heard this album before.
Okay.
I remember the No Teeth single. just funny. It's like kind of like a D12 Eminem idea.
Yeah, it's kind of like a D12 kind of thing.
Yeah, so I was like,
Something
okay,
they would do.
This guy named Obie Trice, okay.
All right.
It's cool. I mean, I just didn't get it. I don't get it. He's from Detroit. I still don't get it.
Yeah.
He can
It's
rap,
your basic,
kind of, basically.
it's your basic, foundational Detroit rapper. Like there's nothing like stands out about him at all.
Nah, he's a generic Detroit rapper.
Yes, very generic. That's my problem with this album.
It's just generic.
It's just it's generic.
I'll tell you this right now. A lot of things in 2003 was just generic. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Okay.
That's why I said 2003. Don't go there. Go 2023. Don't go 03. Go 23.
Go to the future.
Yeah, because whoa, ugh. 2003.
Now, real
I'm
quick,
gonna pull up that list.
real quick to the chat. Marquise Collins, let me know what you think about Obie Trice, if you think anything. And Haas, to you, Haslo, do you think about Obie Trice at all? What do you think? Is good, bad, whatever? Because I came away from this album, even from the first track, I was just like, this is like your kind of quintessential standard Detroit rapper. It's not a situation where it's like Royce or Elzai where you're like, oh, these guys are on to something. At least they have something that keeps me engaged. This guy is, like I said, one of those kind of, it's just generic. It's just there. Like, like you're in a clothing store and it's playing and you're like, oh, hip hop is playing. Like you don't know what it is. You're just
rough
like
drafts. Oh man.
yeah, but that would have been too easy. Like I mean, we love Dilla. That's come on, man.
It would have been a refresher.
It would have been
We chose
easy.
Lil Kim, La Bella Mafia. We never did Lil Kim album.
Okay, but if I was going to do Lil Kim, I'd want to go back to the beginning, the first joint.
No, we should chose something like you've done that before.
Yeah, all
You've
right.
done it with artists.
Yeah.
You just randomly choose an album.
Okay.
Like you did with Luda, like we did
But I
with
mean, this is the name that I figured that I would never normally choose, and I wanted to
Bone Crusher, man. Attention.
but I wanted to push myself.
What up, Trey Hype? We got Trey Hype in the building.
Trey Hype, what up?
What up?
You know what I'm saying? Word, you know what I'm saying? It's something that I thought would push my auditory taste to try something that I would never ever pick.
No, that's
You know
not how
what I'm saying?
any of that works. No. You know what it's gonna be.
If I only pick albums that I like, then I'm never gonna listen to other stuff.
No. See, there's a it's like a pie chart. You went way outside the pie chart.
I went.
You went to like a different kind of pie. You know what I mean?
All right. Haslo says, I generally never think of Obie Trice. He wasn't bad per se. He just didn't do much for me. And the shady sound they had going at that time, nah, Playboy.
The Eminem,
Yeah, it was
Eminem
very-
production sound.
Yeah, it was a very.
It wasn't.
That's it. Everything. It sounds like a lot of stuff that got cut from an Eminem album.
All I'm saying is this is the only thing I had to say about Eminem beats. They start and they end.
Wow. Yeah, it just.
That's the best part about them. The end part.
Yeah, it just didn't. It wasn't working for me at all. Like it just wasn't working for me. The two songs with Nate Dogg, I'm like, cool, cause it's Nate Dogg.
Yo, the Timbaland joint, I thought that was Nate Dogg singing for a second.
Oh yeah,
That was Timbaland singing. And that, again, another example of
Timbaland.
the beats that Timbaland gives certain people, like, how does this happen? That's a Timbaland beat? Ooh, it was okay.
Yeah, it was better than the ones that were there, but that doesn't really help. You know what I'm saying? Marquis Collins says Obie Trice to me was short-lived, and we know why. This album was just
Joe Budden,
kinda,
man. You can
kinda
tell
like
Joe
my
Budden first album.
Oh, boy.
Pump it up.
pump
Just
it up,
Blaze. You could have chose that, man.
jump off. The problem here is kind of like I say with what's the boy name? What's the boy's name? Logic. It's lukewarm. It's very lukewarm. There's nothing that's particularly trash
My day
about
was
this
going
album.
so well until you mentioned Logic, actually. I was doing really good. Like, I was flying high
You're like, woo!
in the friendly sky. You know what I'm saying? I was marveling, flying high in the friendly sky.
Yeah,
And you had to just say Logic. Dude, bring me down.
This one is just very lukewarm, very generic, very just there. Like if it's on, I'm not racing to turn it off.
I do like
But I'm not
I do like the setup song, though.
The
Joe Nate Dogg?
Yeah,
I like, it's
that's why I said the two ones with Nate Dogg are the ones that I'm like, okay, cool.
I don't remember the other one with Nate Dogg, but I remember the setup song. That was a single. I remember the single.
There's the setup, and then there's and I can't remember the other one with Nate Dogg now. Yeah, you'll hit me up. So
What year did that? I mean, what month did it come out?
I don't know. We're looking at
Oh, I found it. September.
Oh,
23rd.
September.
Yeah, September.
Okay.
Oh, why did I click on that?
So but matter of fact, rest in peace to Nate Dogg.
Yes.
But yeah, this album, I'm gonna go in and score this because there's really nothing else that I need to say about this album. It doesn't impress me. It doesn't wow me. It's not entertaining to listen to. It's just there. It doesn't really bring anything new to the crew of D12. Like, you know how every member should have their thing that they add to the pot. And I know he's not particularly D12, but he's D12. I mean, come on.
No, I wouldn't say he was D12.
I mean, he's
No, I would. He's the one. No.
okay.
He's not.
Right.
Those dudes are weird. He's not
Yeah.
weird.
Okay.
Those dudes are weirdos on the mic.
Okay, then I'll
And Eminem
I'll reel him back
feeds
from
into
that.
that weirdness too, but
Yeah.
he was a little bit more.
Accessible.
Yeah, them dudes are just weirdos, man.
Yeah.
Them dudes are just the stuff they rapped about. I was like, yo, you guys are just
Yeah, only
weird.
Proof really had. I'll give it to Proof on some stuff, but he was weird too.
They're all weird.
Yeah,
Weirdo
yeah.
rappers. And
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that like Obie Trice doesn't fit in that category.
Okay, I'll give you that. But nothing special about this. Never want to hear it again. Do not recommend it to anyone.
Wow.
I'm going low on this album. Extremely low. There's 2 songs that I like, and therefore, it's getting a 2.
So you mean to tell me that this is lower than what do you give Capadonna's album?
I think I
3?
gave that a 3.
That's disrespectful, man.
Yo, but Kappa is a woo. You can't put him above the woo. I mean,
Cool. What? But
Kappa is a woo.
yeah, you gave him a 3.
Yeah, he had 3. He had more than Obie Trice.
The beats are way better on that album than the Obie Trice album.
That's why he has a 3.
A 3? That's disrespectful.
Yo, I do not like the Kappa album. I liked it when I was in high school. I thought it was the bomb. I played it all the time. And now when I listen to it, I was like, I don't like this
The
at
album,
all.
the album gets 5.5 from me. 5.5. And you guys
Right.
know how I scale. I scale from 5.
I said Nate Dogg makes everything better. Like put a little dash of Nate in there.
Gotta get that Nate Dogg in there.
Like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, I like that. Because you know that's not even his song. That's actually the dude gouged his eyes out, who Oedipus Rex himself.
Wow.
What's his name again? Houston was his
Houston.
name. Yeah, he Oedipus Rex himself.
Wow.
He's like, my eyes don't need him. Eyes don't need him. Stab.
Marquis Collins says, cheers from 1 to 10, gives it a 4.
I gave it a 5.5 only because Nate Dogg's on the album, and there's a couple beats that I don't mind.
Okay.
But you guys know how I scale.
Yeah,
So
you
it's
know,
basically a point.
essentially gave him a 1.
No, a 0.5 is what I gave them.
Oh,
'Cause
so see, thank you. It's worse than mine.
no, I gave him a 5.5, which is not worse than yours. I give
He's
them.
playing the semantics game.
No, I
He
give
gave him
them.
a 0.5.
I give them the respect that they at least put it out.
Yeah.
Cause hey, there's a lot of people.
Finishing an album is hard. I finished the album. You finished the album.
There's a lot of
they're
people trying
hard.
to put music out right now, and they sitting there like, yo, I wish I could drop this album. They can't drop it.
Good point. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Hey, there's money behind it. You got at least,
All right. I
give him the
will
respect
give you
he
that.
rapped on all the songs except the last song actually. Oh, he's on the last song. He rapped on all the songs. He didn't like disappear off the album. He was on every song.
Yes.
He didn't phone it in. He was rapping. He had a certain passion throughout the song. It's just I don't care about for that passion. That's it. 5.5 on the Richter.
All right. So, Obie Trice album, out of here. Not listening to it again. But we have some news. We in the hip hop community and the comedy community have lost a titan, a heavyweight, in, of course, John Witherspoon. Just the connection throughout black culture is from Hollywood Squares to Boomerang to Boondocks to Friday to Martin to
Next Friday.
the Jeffersons. Yeah, well, all the Fridays basically. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta mention him. You know?
Gotta
Friday. Like people
he's been in so much, even in music videos, skits and stuff.
He just was in the video I just watched the other day. He's in the Jay-Z joint.
Oh,
I just want to love you joint.
So, just sad to see him go. He being kind of that John Witherspoon was kind of, he was Pops.
Did you say the Wayans Brothers?
Yeah, he was in the Wayans Brothers as well.
Did you say it? I don't think.
Oh, sorry, no, I didn't say the Wayans Brothers.
Wayans Brothers,
which I have back home. I got like the first 2 seasons or whatever. But Pops has always. He's one of those people that you don't think will ever. Kind of like Bernie Mac. You're like, oh, they'll always be here, and then like they're just gone, and it's just it's like because he's Pops. He's always been here.
More so Pops than Bernie Mac.
Yeah, but
Bernie Mac didn't even get to be.
Yeah, that's
60
true.
or 70.
Yeah, true. But it's just the funny granddad, the funny uncle. He's just always been hilarious, man. And he's always been able, especially in his interviews, to drop some real knowledge on him. Like, you listen to his interviews sometimes, he'll drop some Hollywood game on you.
I watched when he was on Joe Rogan with his son, JD.
It's crazy how well he performed in every single lane and every single project he was in, and the impact. Like, he's kind of like, and of course, condolences and love all to the Witherspoon family, especially JD, who, is online a lot. He's got his own lane online and kind of experiencing this, much love to them. But it is culturally like we lost a family member. Kind of culturally where it's like, wow, he's been in so much and we've experienced either him or his voice so much that it is kind of like, dang, he's gone. Because one thing that I was, especially with HBO Max coming, they were like, we're bringing Boondocks back. And they were like, we got Aaron McGruder back, we got John Witherspoon. And I was like, a lot of people were like, will Pops be back? And you know what I'm saying? So stuff like that shows that he's had such an impact on whether it's our adulthood or childhood or whatever, and just sad to see him go. Much love to him, his family, and I know it's not easy to lose someone like that, but hopefully the healing process will be faster than slower. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts. All right, cool. With that said, Hoslow said, one time for John Witherspoon, rest in paradise to the legend. Marvel 060, what is up? What up? Marvel, I don't know, are you a young man or young lady? I'm not sure. But that person said, Obie debut album was a masterpiece. Ooh, masterpiece.
Hey.
I'm glad you like it.
Everyone has their opinion.
I'm gled that you enjoy it. It's all for you. Enjoy it.
It's all for you.
All for you.
And you know that.
And you know that.
Yeah, okay, masterpiece.
Masterpiece. All right. Okay.
KC masterpiece. Good. Good barbecue sauce.
All right.
That's the only masterpiece I can think about today.
Whew. So
Masterpiece.
before we get into the second album, we did have a third album that we wanted to surprise y'all with. You know, we're covering the third album for y'all. Usually we get
Did you listen to the whole thing?
Oh yes, I did.
Oh, you did sit through it.
Oh yes,
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
And we're going to be covering Kanye West, Jesus is Kang.
Kang, like the Kang the Conqueror? Kang?
Oh man.
Jesus, Kang the
Oh,
Conqueror? Oh
man.
man. No, we're in for trouble now.
Oh
That
man.
guy's evil. That guy's no good for nobody.
Marvel 060 said, ask Calandra Cheney about me. We cool. Oh, you know Calandra? What up? Oh, what up? So it's cool. Now I know sort of.
What about
how
Hollywood
you know.
Shuffle? What'd I say?
Markeith Collins says, Hollywood Shuffle and I'm Going to Get You Sucker was the first time I watched John.
And
Yeah.
Vampire in Brooklyn, too.
Oh, Vampire in Brooklyn.
think about Vampire in
Another
Brooklyn.
classic movie that you should definitely see. Vampire in Brooklyn. Man,
Classic
have you ever
movie.
seen The Wolfman to the 25th Power? You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, man.
Jurassic movie.
No, classic movie.
Jurassic. Classic trash.
Anyway.
I've seen it recently, too.
So I've seen it recently too. It's on Hulu. It's the bomb.
Yeah,
Man,
the
that
bomb
movie is
right.
good.
Yeah, blow up
Movie is
right.
good. Movie is good.
It's the bomb.
Evil is good. Yo, when he went up in the church and he started smoking. All right, so
It's a classic trash movie.
that movie is the bomb. So, all right, so Jesus is King. Kanye
Jeebus.
West.
Love you, Goy. Jesus Christ.
Ooh, you boy.
We gotta stop before something happens.
Yeah, you know, we doing good.
Okay.
You know, we doing good. We doing fine. We don't want to tempt the Lord. Tempt thy not the Lord.
I think. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna let you start with this one. Just you give me your thoughts.
First-
Jesus is King. Kanye West.
Okay, so I had to kind of go a little bit before the album came
All
out.
right.
Before the album came out, there was all these leaks of like Yanni. And then when we heard like it's Jesus King was the name and he was redoing things and switching things up or whatever, kind of like last minute.
All right.
Haas was definitely worried. I was a little worried. I'm not worried, but I'm like, I don't know what to expect from this. I'll just wait till the album comes out, then we can go from there.
Okay.
Listen to the album, and I will say this right now. It ain't for me. Musically, or it's like it was, me and Haas talked about this, it's undercooked. It's like uncooked meat. Because you can tell he literally like recorded vocals 2 days before the album dropped. Like it just felt like a rush job, and people were saying that about the Ye album and then saying about the Pablo album. This one is clearly
This
undercooked
thing
because
is
it musically ain't even good.
not even
Now
close.
the leaks were real. Like some of the leaks were like, okay, I can see like when he cleans up the vocals and what's it gonna sound like. Some of the leaks musically made it to the album, but he
Okay.
like stripped them down and took some things out, and it became really, 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 really trash, in my
This
opinion. And I
album-
was looking at my watch, like, when's the album gonna end? Do I have to sit through this all?
Yeah,
27 minutes?
an album that's like what
27 minutes.
a 27-minute album should not have you looking at the clock like when does it. Here's how I know I don't like Kanye's Jesus is King album, because it felt like it was longer than Obie Trice's album, which is like over twice the time limit.
72 minutes, 71 minutes, something like
72 minutes. And when you make 27 minutes feel like 72 minutes, it's not a good look, B. The album is unorganized in a bad way. There's nothing lyrically that has any real substance if you're going for a Christian album. The music is probably, from my perspective, the worst that he's ever been.
Agreed, but it's
And the lyrics are the worst that he's ever been too.
It's Kanye level, so he's kind of have to kind of grade on the Kanye scale. On his scale, it's the worst sonically lyrical album he's
But I
ever
mean,
dropped.
he's still on doo-doo level with a lot of other people now too. This joint is whack, son. Like, yo, I would rather listen to a Lecrae album, and I am not a fan of Lecrae like that. But
I wouldn't go that far. I just say that
it's unfocused, unorganized, and it is not hidden on the message.
But the people,
the message.
Some people are loving this album, man. They're like, yo, he should have did this from a while ago. He should have been Jesus. He should have dropped this like 5 years ago.
Oh boy,
because I was on somebody's page on IG.
Okay.
Who's a church dude.
All right.
Church drummer from
All
Philadelphia. Name's
Okay.
Spanky.
Right.
And I went to his page because I saw like the Jesus Kid. Because when you see that blue vinyl, you're like, oh. So I'm like, okay, let's see what he said about this. Went to it and I started looking at the comments. And I rarely like comments. But I was like, let me see what these comments look like.
Okay.
They were like, yo, it's his best album. He should have did this a long time ago. I'm like, this ain't for us.
Christians, stop giving stuff a pass just because it talks about Jesus. I'm a Christian. I'm gonna keep it real. Stop doing that.
It ain't for. How about that?
Kurt Franklin makes better albums than this.
Kurt Franklin's on. Okay, all I gotta say is this: if he maximized Ultralight Beam and made an album with that idea sonically and message-wise, I have no problem with it. But it ain't even up to par with none of that on none of his albums ever before this. Ain't up to par.
Yeah, this is
It's
just
subpar, as some people say.
this album is just not good.
No,
in any way. Now, shouts out to my boy P.L. Parker Lewis. Conspiracy P time.
What's your conspiracy?
My conspiracy is this. For a while, I think that Kanye, as far as his creative juices, have been, I don't know, waning. I don't know. Maybe he's just not feeling it no more. Maybe he's just not into it like he used to be. Whatever.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, from the outside looking in, it seems like he's not into it like he used to be.
Health is the problem.
Okay, all right. So, okay, I'll put it. So, here's what I'm thinking. That whole MAGA stuff, that whole slavery of choice stuff, all that was a build-up to have this album be big. Now, stick with me. I'm putting on my tinfoil hat. Stick with me. All right. So he's like, look, if I can make the people mad at me, and then they'll be mad about the MAGA, be mad about the slavery as a choice, then bring up mental health, which I know is a big thing right now. Then people will get people conversation, disagreeing, battling back and forth about whether mental health is real, blah, blah, blah. And then come and, of course, unfortunately, to the Christian base and say, but I've now been changed by Jesus. Man, y'all will eat it up. And honestly, that's what people been doing. A lot of people been eating this album up. And I'm like, this album is straight doo-doo.
People like it. You can't fault the people for liking something.
I don't think people like it as much as they think they like it. I think they like the fact, or the idea, tinfoil, let me keep it. I think they like the idea that Kanye has been redeemed, or that Kanye has turned and started to change and is making his comeback.
I'm trying to figure out where this change happening, because I haven't seen it yet.
The album is supposed to be his change. I'm just saying this is my conspiracy. Can I have my conspiracy?
Yeah, but somebody had to. Hey, no, I don't think about that. somebody got to keep you in line with that conspiracy. I mean, you jumping. I'm saying you jumping out the window on some of these things.
So Marquise Collins says, "I'm so off Kanye. This is a cleanup campaign." Boom! Thank you. I'm not the only one. I ain't the only one that thinks this is cleanup. It's a cleanup campaign. We here. Marquise, you and I, we on the wavelength right now. Get him here.
Y'all putting too much. You putting too much.
See, you think the earth is flat.
No.
And the 8 ball.
No, hear me out. Now you said something. Let me hear something.
Okay.
I think you're putting too much. You think Kanye's too smarter than that. You're giving way too much credit.
Okay. All right.
This is a man who's been off his rocker since he came out.
Okay.
Through all this stuff he's been through, mama died, all kind of other stuff happened to him. You don't think he's gonna be well mentally? And you think he's medicating himself and getting right and supposed to be doing what he's supposed to be doing?
All right. Okay.
Had
the gold hair and stuff.
He's using this as not even a cleanup campaign. It feels like he's using this as a way to kind of erase what he did before. It's a cleanup, but not in that kind of way where it's a campaign. I don't think it's that far ahead.
Okay.
He's like, yo, I need to he's felt like he needed to switch something in his life,
Okay.
and he
All right.
felt that he needed to switch in that direction. Now it could be it's a force fed. It's like he's forcing it. That's why I'm like that album sounds conflicted, like he always has albums sound conflicted. He's just conflicted.
Okay.
Not saying he's gonna flip back and forth. But I'm just saying he's Kanye. He's still gonna be Kanye at the end of the day.
All right.
He's
Now
still
we got
conflicted at the end of the day.
Hoslow says he's been losing his battle with mental health for longer than he's known he's had an issue. I spoke to Arcka about this today. So you reiterating the conversation.
The mental thing was way before it was popular. He was something was off that dude. You can not tell that something was off with that dude.
Yeah, he tripping. And
But
Marvel.
that's what made the music fly. See, he said the same wrongs to help me write the song.
Anyway,
He needs some wrongs to get better songs.
Marvel said I gave it a listen, was so disappointed. That was my last chance with him. Yeah, I was waiting because I know he was doing all the Sunday services, and I'm like, oh well.
That's gonna drop too. Actually, there's an album too.
So December. I'm like all the Sunday services. He's probably pulling like the best moments from those and crafted it into something brand new. And it's gonna be something amazing. And then when I heard it, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm cool. Haas says he's got some serious damage. Christian bias will cause him to get even sicker. Well, so I hope we'll see. We'll see how it goes because this album it's just bad in so many ways. I'm just, yo, man, look, he just need to stop. Like after hearing this, I'm like, you just need to stop.
I get my
like when I say stop, I mean just be a dad.
I say this.
Just be a dad from now on.
I'm gonna listen to it one more time out of respect. and he only has one more album to fail.
Really?
Most people don't even get two. He gets two out of respect of dropping 8, 7, 6 albums that are still good today.
Okay.
Today.
All right.
So
see, I pull that back to 6.
A lot of people drop one album, 2 albums, the second album whack, the third album whack. Right?
Yeah.
And we talk about remember we talked about the groups. A lot of groups didn't even make it past 2 albums.
Yep, that's true. So I will. And Kanye, honestly, Kanye, when we do our best discography in hip hop, Kanye will come up. When we do that show, he will come up. I don't know if he'll win, but I know he'll be high up there because he's got. I'd say the first 5 or 6, I'll roll with. After that, I'm like, bruh, you tripping.
No, you rolled past more than that actually.
I did. I think it's 6 for me.
This is the 9th album. Yeah, 6 one.
I think it's 6 for me.
I think 6 was Jesus.
Yeah, because 7, 8, 9, I'm like, well,
Pablo, Ye, and this one, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm 6 for me. But then you also have someone, well, I won't give that away. That's a whole nother show. But best discography is going to be, I think that's going to be a dope show.
You're with this right now. I think
it's going to be a dope show.
You've never said these words in best. You haven't ever even said the word discography in any of our shows, I don't think.
Well, now.
You're now mentioning the word
You heard
discography.
it here first.
It's now being said for the first time.
Heard it here first.
Live.
World premiere.
Yeah, a world premiere.
So you now you know what's up. So Haslo said, what do y'all rate this album before this, the Ye album? I don't know if we rated the Ye album. I don't think we did. I don't think we ever rated that.
We just did a Kanye episode.
We did a Kanye episode, but I don't think we rated it. Yeah. I think we ranked them, but we didn't rate them. I know I ranked them because my top used to be, I think, Late Registration, which was then bumped by, I can't remember now.
Beautiful Twisted Fantasy, Yeezus, or 808s, which one?
I think it's Beautiful. I'm trying to remember how I ranked it. I think Beautiful is my fave, then 808s, then like
Graduation? Late Registration? Well, I forgot you.
Then like Ye, Late Registration, Graduation, like something like that. I can't remember how.
I remember. You didn't have
no, I don't think I had Ye.
You said Ye. I was like, Ye.
Yeah, I don't think I had Ye that high. But I remember there were a couple that kept shifting because I was like, I kind of like both, sort of the same. But yeah,
I would rate
y'all can just skip through
I would
this.
rate Ye.
It ain't worth it. Can't trust it.
I would rate Ye higher than Pablo though. Strangely enough.
Okay, all right.
Pablo was probably the first like, what is going on here? Like the most disjointed.
Yeah,
Disjointed.
very disjointed.
Didn't know what, because it kept switching the album covers. Like every kept switching. Like he kept switching like what was what. Where is the, I don't know. Hey, what's going on? Somebody.
What's
jumped
up?
in. I can't. This is
Someone in the
name
house.
Is the All Over the World IV or All Over the World
4? Yeah.
Div?
All over the world 4 times.
4 times around the world.
Yeah. Around the world.
Yeah. I would probably say the Ye album, probably like a 7.77.
Yeah, Ye. I don't know.
Pablo is at like a 7 or a 6.77.
See,
So
it'll take me a while for that one. I can't really
but
remember.
this is a Kanye scale that I'm grading it on. It's a different scale than most. Because he had to grade it against his own works. I mean, you can't grade against everything else that's going on.
See, I'm just grading it on hip hop in general. What do I like from hip hop?
And I can't do that with him.
Oh.
Just like I can't do that with Ken.
No,
Like
don't give him no special treatment.
certain artists have that. Like if you drop like 5 albums in a row that's great, that spans 10 years, you got some clout.
Okay.
In hip hop, you have clout.
Okay.
Because you can trump everybody's. Most people don't get to 5 albums.
Good point. I will give you that.
And if they get to the 5th one, it's like 20 years later, part 5 or something that we don't want to hear.
Oh man, that's cold.
Blue and Cream part 2. Nobody want to hear that. It wasn't even Blue and Cream part 1.
Look, we ain't no need to go over there.
Liquor Swords 2. Yeah, we want to hear that.
Ain't no need to go there. All right.
Who just came out with something part 2, part 3? 5 to 20 years later. I'm not trying to hear that.
Ain't no need for that.
But
But
I'm saying is he's been consistent.
with that, don't just skip that album. The
I wouldn't
album's
say
not
that.
cool.
I would say listen to it, and if it's for you, it's for you. If not for you, don't listen to it.
All right.
You can't tell people to skip albums and stuff. Because we just went to Obie Trice.
Yeah.
We should even, if you told me, I said we just skip the album. I could have told you to skip the album. That's what I'm trying to say. So you can't tell me to skip albums and stuff like that.
Well, I don't recommend it.
There you
how
have
about-
it. That's
wait,
different.
how
That's
about
different. That's a little different.
I don't recommend it.
That you leave it in people's hands to make the decision. You're saying to skip it to make the decision. You're telling people what to do. I don't think they're gonna listen to you. Actually, everyone listen to Obie Trice.
They've already listened to it anyway.
And
so.
listen to Jesus is King. No, you God.
Oh, Marvel says he's been going downhill since College Dropout. Real talk. Yo, that's literally his first album, B. Anyway, so we got one more album to cover. You told me, you brought this album to me, so you go first.
I brought Earl Sweatshirt Doris. So what? I'm doing it?
Yeah, you going first.
Okay.
Or you want me to go first?
I heard the album before. You should go first. The person who hasn't heard it should always go first.
Okay.
Like,
So
I always feel that should be a new rule. If you have never heard the album, you should go first.
okay.
Because I know what I feel about the album. I have the album. Where do you go?
Haas said Busyness 2, Tron World, let's go.
Yeah, not happening.
I ain't mad at that.
Tron
World
World?
with the world. See, put a world on it.
Tron World.
Put a world on it though.
It's Tron's World. Like, what?
The world is mine.
No.
Oh,
No.
Tron Twism. Woo, man. Oh, I want that shirt. All right, so check it. This album, even though I like Casey Veggies, I like Vince Staples.
You about to disrespect him. Oh, you already disrespect him right there. Because you saying other than Earl. Go ahead.
Let me
continue.
finish.
Go ahead, finish.
And being new to Earl no, not new to Earl Sweatshirt, because I heard some stuff from him before and I didn't like it.
And it wasn't from this album.
No, it wasn't from this album.
Okay.
But then when I heard this, I was like, wow, I kind of like these guys. Now they have a certain vibe to them. You know, Earl Sweatshirt has a vibe. I can't take a whole album of this. I just can't do a whole album. But the beats are way better than the Obie Trice joint. Woohoo, a lot better.
But that's not saying much.
Let me, well, okay. I'm just saying.
Why are we even comparing the two?
This is an album that I think is a little long for me because, that vibe, I can't stay in that vibe for a long time because it's just not me. But this is an album that I'm not mad at. And there are certain standouts that I'm going to, I'll wait. I'll say This album,
Go ahead. I got less to say.
this
Go ahead.
is an album that I'm favorable on, but I'm gonna wait. Now I want you to get your
say
first.
what you're going to say. I got
Okay.
My initial thoughts on
Okay.
I
All right.
heard the album already. It's not like
All
I
right,
heard
so
it first time.
I'm favorable on this, but I can't listen to a whole lot of it. But there's some joints that will make my rotation. 20 Wave Caps,
I don't know what song that is, but okay.
Hive,
Good song.
Molasses,
Good song.
and Night.
Good
Those four go hard in the paint. But once again, like the whole joint, it's a lot for me to be in that kind of like, what would I call that vibe? Like a downbeat hood ninja vibe. Like I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. Like
the Three Ninjas vibe? What you talking about? What kind of ninjas you talking about?
You know what ninja I mean?
Like ninja. Hood, the Foot Clan?
Hood ninja vibe.
Ninja Vanish. That
Yes.
kind of Foot Clan? Foot Clan? Shredder? What you talking about? Ninja vibe. Ninja Turtles. I got you. Ninja Turtles.
Yes. So
I'm amazing.
I'm
He's a Ninja
favorite-
Turtle. He's a black Ninja Turtle.
oh yeah, so I'm favorable on
Young
this.
Jeezy is a black Ninja Turtle.
It's hard to take a whole album of this, but there are some joints that I really, really was impressed with. And I end up being like on the fence leaning towards positive with this album.
Okay.
So, and I'll before I say anything else, go.
This is the first Earl album I actually listened to fully. Because I stayed away from a lot of the OF clan, the Odd Future Kids for
Yeah.
a long time. Because I was like, it seemed like they were undercooked when it first came out. It seemed like
They were undercooked when they first came out.
It seemed like they weren't all the way there musically.
Nah.
Like they had great ideas, like because they just were just these mad wild kids just running around rapping and
Yeah.
rapping on songs and doing collabs and making like 5 different groups within one group, and it's like that was very Wu-Tang-esque, and people were
Yeah.
comparing it to Wu, and I'm a Wu head, so I'm like, who? Nah.
Like, nah, they ain't ready yet.
So it took me years to actually get into some of their albums, and this is the first one I heard from Earl, and I like it. Again, I feel the same way with you. Like it's something I don't go back to it that often because that vibe, I don't really gel too well. It's very not depressing, but it's like
Downbeat.
it's downbeat. It's definitely definitely downbeat.
But depressing is leaning to the depressing edge.
Yeah, because that's where he was, or he is. That's where he is in the space, or where he was at the time.
Yeah,
I think that was
yeah.
right after or before something happened to him in his life, and then he dropped Doris. I believe. Haas might be correct me on that one. I don't know his history.
We have
but I
Haas
know
in
he
the
was
chat.
going
You'll
through-
let us know.
He was going through some stuff before Doris dropped, I believe. I think he kind of talks about it a little bit on the album.
Okay.
But so it's the space he was in, and it kind of makes sense like why it sounds like that. But I think he had a couple other albums that sound like that too. So it may just be where he is, or what now that's his audience, which it is an audience for. So yeah, like teenage angst vibe.
Yeah, definitely an angsty vibe.
A black teenage angst vibe.
Yeah, and of course, me not being a black teen and me not being really angsty, like it's
Hey, yo, you
hard for me.
angsty, yo? Y'all real
you
angsty,
angsty?
y'all real angsty right now.
So it's hard for me to stay in that space. But there are some bangers on here that I was like, yo,
Yeah.
I ride with this. Similar to
And he got a good beat from RZA, which not many people do. Not even Wu-Tang doesn't get that. And you hear what I said? I said RZA. I didn't say Robert.
yeah. So
RZA appears on this album.
Similar to what's old boy's name? Tag. He just dropped the album. Crash Talk. Bless you.
Thank you.
Crash Talk.
Schoolboy Q.
Schoolboy Q. That album is one that, like, as a whole, I can't really roll with the whole
But
time.
it got some bangers on it.
But he
though.
got 3 joints that I really mess
You
with.
put me back onto the joint. The
Crash Talk got 3
is
joints
it
that
Crash?
I like.
Not Crash. What's the joint? The joint.
Is it Real Folks or like?
No.
Or is
One
it
word. Tails.
Tails? Yeah,
Yeah, that joint.
Tails. Whoo, Tails. Whoo. Fuego.
And you know what? I feel the same thing about the album before that. His album before that, cause I bought Oxymoron. I
okay.
liked a good half of the album, maybe a little bit more than half. The second one I was like, it's like 3 or 4 ones, And I feel the same thing about the last album. The one before had that part, and then that song with Jadakiss, Blank Face, actually, the actual title track where it switches the beat up. Nah, that's fire.
Nasty.
I can't say no,
word.
fire. So like when it's fire, I mean, you gotta say.
Yeah.
It's
So
fire.
Earl Sweatshirt on this one comes through a little on the positive side. I'm gonna give this a solid even 6.
Okay.
I like some of it, and I like the folks that he rides with. Like, I've been a fan of Casey Veggies. I thought he's got some cool stuff. And then Casey Veggies branches off to like Dom Kennedy and stuff that I like his stuff. Vince Staples. Vince Staples is just a funny dude in general.
And he's on the Laser Wolf show.
Please, oh yeah, he is.
He's Laser Wolf.
Yo, if you can catch any interview with Vince Staples, he gonna say so. It's just his demeanor. He be killing me. And it's something funny. He gonna say something funny and wrong, but it'll be funny at the same time. But Earl Sweatshirt, pretty new to me in this, even though I've heard some other stuff. But this was nice.
I want to know what you heard because
I can't remember what it was.
we got.
It might have been like him and Doom or something. I can't remember what it was, but I didn't like it. But I remember not liking it at all.
Dude, not that man. Doom is.
I just remember not liking it.
You know what? We might need to call him Daniel. I'm gonna strike the record right now. We're calling him Daniel.
No,
Until
not
further
yet.
notice.
It is not. Put the strike down. No, move it down. We have it. No,
he is not.
It's not yet.
We got Lixie in the building. What up, Lixie?
Oh, Lixie, what up? Nice to have you up in here.
We might have to call him Daniel. He ain't been doomed for a while.
We're not
He
there
ain't
yet.
been doomed since Born Like This.
Let's just hold off on that. We'll have to put it under review with the black delegation, and then we'll see.
The delegation has spoken.
We'll see. Let's just hold off on that. Doom is still Doom, man.
He is Daniel.
The bald-headed Doom.
Daniel. That's what his name is.
Whole cake.
Lexi said Earl
Deep
and Doom.
fried friends.
Earl and Doom dope. Earl got bars.
Yeah. Earl came through.
He can rap.
He came through on a couple of joints on this.
He is a Doom baby.
He definitely has a Doom flow.
We got DJ Super in the house too.
Oh,
what up,
Super. What up? Nice to see DJ Super in the house.
Super. Now I know what that's from. See?
Super.
See?
Super.
I know what it's from.
Yeah.
What up, man?
Marquis Collins says, never listen to Earl Sweatshirt. Doris might be a good, depending on if you're feeling, if you're into the angsty side, I'd say check it out. There's definitely some jams on there for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's some joints on there, and I'm like, oh, okay, I ride with that. So, big shout to that. So, that's how I'm feeling. I'm at the solid 6. Where you at?
I'll give it a solid 7.
Okay, all right.
I do like.
So favorable.
I do like. Yeah, definitely
Right.
favorable. Yeah. Maybe a little above a 7, but 7 for now. Because I haven't heard the album in so long. I had it for years, but I haven't heard it in a couple years.
Okay.
I go back to Molasses a lot. That's the song I like. I want to hear Molasses right now.
Yeah.
It's a good song to go back to.
Molasses is a good joint.
But yeah, so that one's. I'll go back to that one. If anyone, I'll go back to that one. Because it's good to hear RZA. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I like to hear RZA.
Yes. The real RZA.
Because we can't always get new RZA.
Yo.
We get a lot of new Robert, but not a lot of new RZA.
Look,
she said Doris is a very young Earl though.
All right.
She said Doris is definitely an 8.
Okay.
And I can see why you would say that, Elixir, judging by your music. No, it's a good thing, actually. It's a very good thing, actually. It's a very good thing, actually.
But with that said, guys, that's it. There's no crazy,
show?
no other
You got
crazy,
no more news or nothing?
no other crazy hip hop stuff happening.
Nothing has happened.
Well,
other than
I mean, hip
Jesus
hop.
King?
I mean, we got nothing crazy happened. Nothing.
Joe Budden ain't say nothing.
Joe Budden is technically always saying something, but I do want to see how this thing with Joe Budden and Netflix and Charlemagne and Cardi B and all that stuff works out. Maybe there'll be something bigger to report later.
What are you talking about Netflix?
Well, to back up a little bit, Joe Budden, if you watch any of Joe Budden's stuff, he has fired a couple of shots saying that people have kind of bitten his style when it comes to like online, either interviews or reporting or I'm just saying what he said.
We're not in 1995. Bitten his style. He didn't say that, did he? Did he use those words, or you're just using those?
I'm
words?
just using these
Okay,
words.
I'm like,
He,
yo.
I think he, I can't remember exactly how he said it, but he was giving
He
examples.
said
and
it in
saying,
his Joe Budden way with that stupid voice. Yeah, I don't like it.
yeah, but I'm waiting to see where this goes because from him, Netflix kind of took a couple of his ideas, took them to Charlemagne. Charlemagne has been using some. Scotty Beam has been, and
What ideas? What ideas? What are we talking about?
some ideas that Netflix called him for to see if they were cool. And then also, Charlemagne getting a YouTube channel and kind of like jocking his steez when it comes to like interviewing people like the Pull Up and stuff and, the whole Charlemagne thing.
It's not the same.
The whole like Gucci Mane. And I'm just saying this is the threads that he's tying together.
But he's doing the same thing like when he tried to take shots at Drake. It's the same thing.
Reach.
You're reaching, bro. He's
I-
always reaching.
I think he has a piece of a point, but I want
Reach.
to wait and see how this plays out and see if
Reach.
any more news comes.
Grasping at straws. Get out of here, man.
I don't know. I mean, there are some things that does look like people are following the path he's, kind of like trailblazed, but at the same time, you could say that he followed, any number of people. You could be like, well, you followed this person and you followed that, so it's tough. Not to say that Joe Budden doesn't deserve any credit. Just, of course, sometimes it's an imperfect messenger. I think that maybe that's it. Maybe sometimes it's the messenger that's kind of bad when it comes to Joe because of how Joe is.
Just like Dame Dash.
Yeah.
Dame has very good points.
Yeah.
It's just coming from Dame. You don't want to hear it from Dame.
And also, Dame be messing himself up.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Like Dame be like, I never mess with R. Kelly. Be like, dude, you're in a video chilling with him. He'd be like, what you talking about? I don't know about that video. Or he'll be like, you a culture vulture. And the next thing you know, he chilling with the dude. It's like, bruh, look, you just gotta, come on, man.
Alexis said, what about Angela Yee and Charlamagne not being cool with each other? I don't really care about
Oh,
that.
yeah. Okay, so to try to run you back, quick on this.
I've not paid attention to them in years.
All right, so.
It's not because, I just, you fade away. You move with other.
It hasn't really been, I don't know, and maybe Alexi can let me know. I don't think it's been confirmed that Charlamagne and Angie don't vibe like that no more. At least from what we know, we general public, is that they work together, they have a great relationship, and they call themselves family in public. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, this is my family. We work together, we're family, blah. Kind of, so I don't think they have beef, maybe, but then there are some situations that make it seem like Charlamagne wants to do his own thing and kind of leave the Breakfast Club. And
that always happens with everything.
Yeah.
People grow. People grow
Yeah.
away from each other. People grow into each other.
yeah,
This is how things work.
You know what I'm saying? Wow. Marquise Collins says, have you watched Rhythm and Flow on Netflix? Actually, no, I didn't, and I haven't. The reason why is that I thought it was a mockumentary, and now that I know it's a real like
A mockumentary.
like Best in Show. Best in Show is a mockumentary.
Yeah.
And Best in Show is actually mad funny.
That would actually be kind of funny if it was a mockumentary.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't tune in. I was like, oh, this is a mockumentary.
Of Hustle and Flow? Like of Hustle and
Yeah,
Flow?
well, no, I thought it was just a mockumentary of like a talent show kind of show.
That would be kind
So
of
that's
funny.
why I didn't tune in. But now that I know
But
it's
maybe
real,
someone should do a mockumentary of that show. That would be funny.
but
I think
he's also talking about. He's also made some comments about how Rhythm and Flow and stuff like that has taken from other ideas that he has shared with the likes of like Scotty Beam or
Who's Scotty Beam? Who that?
Scotty Beam is on, or I don't know, was on. Is she still on? I don't think Scotty Beam is on State of the Culture anymore. I can't remember. I haven't watched State of the Culture in a minute.
I've never watched that show.
But you got Jinx, Scotty Beam,
They ain't stayed in my culture. So
and what's her name? Remy and Remy Ma. So it's she's cool. She's done her thing. I don't know if people are particularly stealing from, Joe Budden at this time.
It can't be stolen if you don't do the idea. If you don't execute on your own idea, they can't steal it from you. You're the dummy that told them. Should have never told them.
Well, yeah, and Mal on the show actually makes that comment like, "Yo, you was giving away game, and you
It's your fault.
Can't
Point at yourself.
The game is to be sold,
Not to be told.
not told."
Actually, when I used to watch Joe the podcast like live on YouTube, I used to always like agree with Mal a lot because he always has more of like a
An even kind of.
yeah.
He's
Because
not
Roy's always
too.
like too far. Button's like always too far, but like kind of some of these.
Mal is kind of like that
keeps him in
solid opinion.
I
That's
always
like
like Mal.
he doesn't go out of the way. He tries to stay centered.
He's calculated. I like
Yeah,
Mal.
he's like the way you can see when he speaks, he's kind of calculated. Like, yeah,
But
trying
nah,
to make
he's
sure.
right. You talk too much. You talk too much.
Yeah,
Literally, you talk too much. You need to shut
like
up.
so, and then I guess, you feel a certain way when you might share something with someone, and then all of a sudden they got this going on with Netflix, and you ain't never.
Did he copyright his idea? Did he trademark his idea?
I'm not saying that he did. I'm just saying like you might feel like say if you tell me about, I don't know, some idea, and then next thing you know, I got that. I'm doing your idea, but with HBO or something. You're gonna be like, yo, dude, why you ain't like, yo, what's
Nah.
up? Like you would feel at least a little bit of some type. I mean, I'm not saying you would like curl up in a depression ball and cry about it. But you would be like, yo, man, that's kind of messed
This is the thing
up.
I would do.
All
I
right.
wouldn't talk about it on my podcast. I would talk to the person directly.
Okay.
Some things don't need to be on the internet. Some
cool.
things need to be quiet. Y'all
that.
internet people and y'all internet sensations or whatever, or YouTube people need to shut up sometimes. Sorry. Sometimes the things you saying don't need to be everywhere.
Oh, and Han said
How you
Han
handle
said,
business, you can handle business in a different kind of way.
Han said he wasn't mad about it. He was just saying that he noticed. But
About what?
the reason about the stuff with Netflix and the stuff, the reason I'm saying that he was mad is he said that he wasn't mad, but his voice got pretty elevated, pretty passionate, and he started cursing a whole lot more than he was before he started talking about it. So he might not say he's mad.
Context. I won't look at it, but maybe
yeah.
I should look at it if I want to talk about it.
But yeah, that's. I'm trying to wait to see if anything else comes out with that, and then we can do a bigger talk. But yeah, right now it's kind of like in the air. And then the whole thing with Angie, I don't think they got beef. I think he just interviewed someone that she wasn't cool with. Maybe. But yeah.
Oh, the Gucci and
The Gucci, yeah.
I still don't even know. What
Which
that
is kind of following from something that's like old, but
Very
it kind of
old.
got pulled back up. So
Breakfast Stuff first came out.
Marquis says, whatever you create, trademark / copyright, you gotta do what you gotta do. But with that said, guys, go ahead.
No, obviously we ended anywhere.
Oh yeah, we ended anyway. So, but with that said, guys, we gotta get out of here. Had some fun chilling with y'all. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Haas, Marvel, Marquis Collins. Let's see, was Alex Lewis? Sorry.
You better miss
Alvin Lewis.
Alex Lewis?
Alex Lewis. You know who you is. All right. And yeah, that's it. That's it on my side. Who we got over there?
We got Elixir.
Elixir in the house.
We got Super. DJ Super.
Super.
All over the world. All over the world.
All
for
over the world.
Alexandra 808 Trey Hype.
Yeah. So before we get out of here, to my left, man, the illest on them drum pads.
That's it.
Arckatron.
On the drum pad, right.
Yeah, look.
Play little keys too,
Oh well, keys in the pads.
You can find me at arckatron.com. That's arckatron, Arcatron.com. Arcatron everywhere else too. All right.
Woo.
Where can they find you, Mr. NERDSoul?
NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, man, everywhere. Hit that thumbs up, and you can hit that thumbs down. But if you do, I'm gonna send Earl Sweatshirt after you. You ain't gonna like that. I'm just saying, hey, better do what you're supposed to do. So from us to you, thank you for chilling with us. Thank you for watching, and of course, peace.
Deuces,
yeah.
IG.
Yeah, no robot. Yeah, no robot. Yeah, no robot. Yeah, no robot. Oh,
It's still there?
Oh yeah. I said, I said, oh. Oh.
We still on? I thought you ended.
Nah, I haven't ended it yet.
How's it? Does it end and then it ends, or does it like a?
Nah, it's just a regular end. You just hit the end. It's just
Well,
like,
some people
and
be
it's like,
using
and end.